Hey, married folks. Ever had your partner wake up and act like a stranger? I've been with my husband Josh since we were seniors in high school. We broke up after graduation but got back together a year later. We pushed through long-distance career struggles, unplanned pregnancies, and medical issues. Everything. He was my first everything, and I never imagined life without him. But now, I have to. 2 months ago, Josh woke up next to me, completely panicked. He asked who I was and what I was doing on his chest. Normally, he wakes me up joking, "Hey, who's this beautiful lady on my chest?" But this was different. He wouldn't let me touch him and kept demanding to know where he was and who Lisa was. I was confused and terrified. I tried to tell him I was his wife and that he was safe at home, but he just yelled that he would never have married me in a million years. He started running around the house, looking at our photos and out the windows, refusing to let me near him. I called his mom, and she talked to him on the phone. When he realized I knew his passcode, he freaked out, wailing that something was terribly wrong. I contacted his therapist, and he was taken to the hospital under a 5150 hold. When it was up, his mom took him home. When he returned a week later, he accepted that I was his wife, but kept saying our relationship was a mistake. He stopped going to work and spent hours obsessively searching for a woman who had attended a college he had turned down for me. I had never seen or heard of this Lisa before, and I even wondered if she was someone he had an affair with in the past. A week later, I found messages from him to an unknown number. He was begging Lisa to talk to him. She responded that she had no idea who he was. The number wasn't public, so he must have memorized it. I asked his mom, and when she questioned him, he simply said, "She's the love of my life." Then, as if realizing something, he broke down completely. He was so distraught that he attempted to take his own life and had to be hospitalized again. After his evaluation, I was given options, but I wanted him home. He was put on medication, and his sister stayed with us until he seemed stable. But Josh was different. Cold, distant. He questioned why we got back together in the first place and kept bringing up how upset he had been when we first broke up. One night, I lost it. I cursed him out for 3 hours straight. Later, I found out he had made a move on the girl he once told me not to worry about. He claimed he didn't know how he could ever love me again after what I said. He refused to do chores, stayed out late, and just seemed gone. Over a month ago, he asked for a divorce. He told me that after high school, he had told me to find someone better, and that I should have listened. He said he couldn't bring himself to love me. I reminded him he wasn't that insecure teenage boy anymore, that he was the love of my life. I told him we had moved past everything and were happy, but he didn't believe me. He said he couldn't imagine being happy with me. That night he left. He was fine coming back to pack his things and move in with his sister. When he looked at me, it was with nothing but apathy. It hurt. His sister begged him to try again, and eventually, he agreed. I told him I didn't want to throw away 10 years over a mental break. We were both thriving in our careers, had no major issues, and were even renovating our house together. For a month, things were better. It was like dating him all over again. He was attentive, sweet. He even initiated intimacy, constantly telling me how beautiful I was. I thought he was finally remembering. Then, 3 nights ago, everything changed. I came home from work to find Josh sitting at the kitchen table, drinking. A rare sight. He had been waiting for me. Without a word, he slammed divorce papers and his phone onto the table. The phone was open to texts, explicit messages and photos from a woman named Lisa. Not the same one, but someone he met on Tinder. I will never forget the venom in his voice when he said, "Now will you divorce me?" I locked myself in our room and sobbed. He left soon after. His sister took him away and later texted me, apologizing, saying she was taking him back to the facility. I told her not to bother. I would sign the papers, but she shouldn't tell him. I'm floored. My mom and brother are flying in to help me. Everyone is in shock. I can't even comprehend what's happening. We had been trying for a baby, too. I'm checking to see if I missed my period, but now I wonder if I should also get tested for STDs.